I was lucky to be offered that chance. It came with a number of caveats. No
Yeah.
freeway time because the car doesn't have airbags, and their lawyers got
Mm.
very antsy. And it didn't have air suspension, so really my comments on the suspension were limited to a small box, and
Yeah.
I had about an hour with it. But that said, I had actually seen the demonstrator version, the fully built version of the Gravity, and was quite impressed in December. I'm fond of Lucid because they have very smart engineers, and they have really packaged their drivetrain, an extremely powerful drivetrain, in a very small space. And they have a side gig selling that powertrain to other makers. Aston Martin has announced it's going to use
Right.
Lucid powertrains. So I think that speaks to the essential quality of their designs. For those people who may not know, the CEO of Lucid was the lead engineer on the Tesla Model S. The company no longer says it. In fact, they don't mention the T word at all, ever. But at one point in their evolution, one of their employees told me about the Lucid Air. We want to make the Tesla Model S done right. So there you have it. I like their vehicles. Part of it is design. Derek Jenkins, their lead designer, at one point said, we wanted to make a car that wasn't shouty. Shouty is a British term meaning essentially brash, obvious, loud, noticeable. And I think they've pulled that off. Rarely the person to talk to about interiors, but I love some of their fabrics, surprisingly. And overall, I will never turn down a chance to drive a Lucid because it is such a nice driving experience. The power of their powertrain is demonstrated. I haven't driven a Lucid Air Sapphire, but let's set the base here. This is about a 2.5 ton, more or less, 4-seat luxury sedan that will accelerate you from 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 2 seconds.
Right.
I'm not sure I actually want to experience that at my age, but my colleague Dan at Car and Driver wrote one of the more glowing reviews I have seen in the outlet of the car, because it's really everything that car people would like, and it's totally tractable for everyday use as well. It's kind of like you can have performance that leaves Ferraris in the dust, but you can also have this very nice luxurious sedan that you can drive around and do your regular life. So Lucid's problem is that because they had a funding hiatus, and everything just sort of froze, and they re-engineered quietly on the side, they didn't launch with an SUV, unlike Rivian, who launched with a pickup truck more or less at the same time. They launched with a luxury sedan, which in 2012 was fine for the Tesla Model S, but by the time 2020 rolled around, luxury sedans were a declining category. So I think the SUV is going to be the one that really takes them to the next level, but they are also talking about their mid-sized project, which is going to be a smaller SUV. You can really think of it as their Tesla Model Y competitor. They showed one draped shape, no real information. But I'm looking forward to that one because that's a car that arguably I might be able to afford. And I really like their engineering.